can all get behind. Listen to The Daily Show, Ears Edition, on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
First Date Follow-Up. Powered by the Advocates Injury Attorneys. Online at advocateslaw.com.
Kent is on the phone today for a first date follow-up, and he's getting ghosted by a girl named Macy that he went out with. So in a few minutes, we're going to call her and see if she'll tell us why she's ghosting him and hopefully get him another date. But first, Kent, how long has it been since you heard from Macy?
Dude, it's been like 5 days, and I know I'm getting ghosted. Like, absolutely know I am getting ghosted.
What makes you say it like that?
I knew that when she showed up to the place where I took her out, like, she just wasn't impressed. She wasn't having it, and I don't really quite 100% understand, but like, I do know that she is avoiding me.
Okay. Well, what is it about her, though, that makes you want to get a hold of her? If you're being avoided, then why are you running towards the avoidee?
Oh, no, she's great. She's professional. She's, just like, we really, like, I wanted to really hit it off, but, like, it's like, I don't know, like, I gave her an opportunity to choose a place, and she didn't choose a place, so I took her to this, like, old, like, kind of haunt that, like, Scott, like, some character, where she called it Musty.
Oh.
Because I don't know, like, I love, like, things like that. Like, I don't necessarily go for, I don't know. I gave her the opportunity to choose.
So do you feel like the experience that you gave her wasn't normal for you? Or what do you want to tell her?
Well, I just want to tell her that, like, I could tell that she was, like, getting, quote, work calls through the whole date and stuff. And it's like, at a certain point, like, dude, if you're really not having a great time. She finally said she had to leave after, like, 5 or 6 calls. Like, all I'm trying to say is, like, I'm not that bad of a guy. I don't know what it is exactly that I did. The plan was for her to, we were going to meet after she got off work. It seemed weird. Like, it doesn't take much for me to pick up on it. Like,
so you could tell there was like a vibe that she wasn't into it?
Yeah. I'm just, like, I just kind of want to, like, get her to, like, I want to figure out the real reason why she was ghosting me, because I know it wasn't work. Okay. And I don't know what I did wrong, you know what I mean? Like, she's a great girl. That's really what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll play a song, come back, and then call her, see if she'll tell us why she's ghosting you, and hopefully get you another date then.
All right, cool.
All right, man. We'll play a song, come back, get your first date follow-up next.
This podcast is proudly brought to you by Ladbrokes.
Big crowd. Bet they're using that Ladbrokes Form Genius.
That new AI form guide.
Yeah, pulls together racing
Bum,
info,
bum, bum, bum,
insights
bum,
and
bum,
forms
bum,
so they can make more informed bets.
Who do you think they're betting on?
Not you. I looked up your last race.
Get your form straight from
Guys, it's a chance to be part of it all.
The Daily Show. More from Get Your Podcast.
But before we do that, Kent, why don't you catch everybody up on your situation?
Yeah, well, like, I went out with this girl. I gave her an opportunity to choose anywhere to go in the world, and she let me choose. She said my place was musty, and I know for sure I'm getting ghosted, but I don't know why. But I just don't feel like I deserve that. I want to know why she won't talk to me anymore.
Okay. And you really liked her, huh?
No, she's fantastic.
All right, man. Well, here you go. You ready for us to call her?
I'm ready as I can be, I guess.
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, may I speak to Macy, please?
This is Macy. How can I help you?
Macy, hi, how are you? My name is Jubal, and I host a radio show. It's called The Jubal Show.
Hi, Macy. I'm Nina, also on the show.
Hi, my name's Victoria.
How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Great. Thank you for asking. Have you ever listened to the show before?
No, I'm so sorry.
So we do a segment on the show. It's called the First Date Follow-Up. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and they end up ghosting you, you can have us get them on the phone and ask them why they're ghosting you. So we got an email about you.
Oh, you got it? Oh, I thought you were offering. Oh, gosh.
No. We got an email about you, and his name is Kent.
Do you know who he
No,
is?
sorry. No, thank you. No, I don't want. The first date was terrible. I don't really want to relive that.
Ooh.
No.
Ooh.
Okay, well,
Damn.
can you tell us why? He just wants to know. He said he really liked you, and he doesn't know, why you're ghosting him.
Oh, he should know. Okay. Well.
Oh,
put it
he
very
should
simply,
know.
He took me to. Have you guys ever been there? No, because you're normal people. Okay. It isn't a place that you take. I'm sorry. It's so bad. It's not a place that you take a first date. It is a place that you will take a future murder victim. It was scary.
Oh, Jesus.
Is that bad?
It was, I thought it was going to be a cute little bar, cute, nice happy hour. I walked in, I got scared. I almost walked right out, but he had already seen me. And so I was like, oh, well, this will be my life for the next 2 hours. Yay! It was terrible. From the beginning,
Damn.
It wasn't good. And so, after like 15 minutes, I went to the bathroom and I called my friends and I was like, hey, I need you to call me like every 10 minutes until I can get out of here and be like, oh, work emergency. It was so bad. I come in, I had just gotten off of work. He's wearing jeans and a t-shirt. I thought we were both coming from work, and then he tells me that he quit his job a few weeks ago. That's a big deal breaker for me because I want someone that I can work with and we can grow together. I do not want to be the sole breadwinner.
Well, did
Jesus.
he explain why he quit his job? What his plan is for the future?
No, it didn't get that far. I was already so turned off. I was like, I gotta get out of here.
Can I cut in here?
Yes, you can. Macy,
Who's that?
that's Kent. He's been actually listening and wants to talk to you.
Hey, what's up? First of all, whoa.
Sorry, wait, what? You've been listening?
Yeah, I'm listening because I was trying to figure out why you were ghosting me, but like now that I'm listening to you, I'm like, dude, what the hell? That's
Ken.
You
Ken,
didn't like the place that we went, like.
Okay, well, first of all, that bar is disgusting. In the future, never take any woman there. They will call the police on you.
No.
You emailed them and up a secret phone call so that you could listen to me talk. You understand that's weirdo behavior, Kent, right?
No. Is a place like I know everybody's there. It's just like a really chill place. It's a good vibe. I didn't, and I gave you the opportunity to choose anywhere you wanted. We could have gone anywhere. If you were so, I knew that you didn't like it, but you could have said something. We could have gone elsewhere.
Ken, if I had known that you were gonna say let's go to, I would have been like, oh, let's just meet in the alleyway behind the Arby's and we can just forage in there. It would have been a better time.
It was not. It is not that bad. Come on, man. That. Seriously.
There was a man who had thrown up on his own shirt in the corner of the bar. Ew! Is that normal? Is he just one of the regulars? Is he one of those characters we always hear about? Ew!
Ken, I'm confused why you even want another date.
I don't want any date with any man after this. If I go on a date with another man and he says, where do you want to go? I'm going to say, I have strong objections to in case you wanted to take me there. Other than that, everywhere else is acceptable.
Then why didn't you have a suggestion? Now you're just hating on my people.
Macy, I have a question for you. Would you like to go out on another date with Kent? We'll pay for it.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
What?
I'll be washing my hair that night. Whatever night it's supposed to be, I will be washing my hair that night. I'm
I
so
can
sorry.
name anything worse than fucking doing arms for basketball.
You had them call me up so that you could listen in and be sneaky Petey about this and wanna know why I didn't want to go out on a date with you. You should have known the way that you were dressed. You don't care, you quit your job. You just don't care about life. You're gonna bum around for a little bit.
Wow.
I quit my job. Oh my God. Dude, when I told you I quit my job, I mean, like, I sold my company for like $600K and I'm moving on. Like, you didn't even take a second to even, like, ask anything about me.
Well.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I apologize, but also, congratulations. Doesn't matter. You're still not working. You're still just bumming around.
No, when I'm not bumming around, man, when I told you that I would take you anywhere, I meant it. I could take you anywhere. You didn't have, like...
If I had said, oh, I want to go to Mississippi and I want to ride on a steamboat and have dinner, you would have done that on a first date.
You know what? That sounds cool. Why not? I've got the resources to do that, but like I don't brag about my money. Like you obviously it really, really matters to you to be like a princess everywhere you go. Like I'm just really.
Are you sure you guys don't want to go out again?
Jubal, it could be a great time. I don't know why you're even here.
No, Macy, let me tell you something. If you really want to dig some gold, I got some numbers for you. I got some dudes that'll like knock your socks off. Go ahead, but like I don't think that.
Oh no, I'm not the type of girl for you.
I don't know.
Wow, I'm so upset. Maybe I need to be a worse person. Do you want me to get in some alley fights? Or that I can be more of a woman for you? Ew, gross, get out of here.
I don't know if you could be a worse person. Give it a shot.
Oh my God. You are such a weirdo. Weirdo behavior.
I'm sorry, you didn't get another date?
Or,
no, it's not your fault. Thank you. Damn.
Shocker. Shocker, there's no second date.
Come on. All right, I guess we're done. This is too much.
I'm just really glad that you guys called me because now I know what I was giving up and I know exactly how happy I am. Thank you for reminding me why my standards are so high. I love you. I'm going to start listening to you now.
Oh, well, if your standards are high, don't do that.
Jubal's first date follow-up.
This podcast is proudly brought to you by Ladbrokes.
Big crowd. Bet they're using that Ladbrokes Form Genius.
That new AI form guide.
Yeah, pulls together racing info, insights and forms so they can make more informed bets.
Who do you think they're betting on?
Not you. I looked up your last race.
Get your form straight from the horse's mouth. The AI-powered Ladbrokes Form Genius. T's and C's apply. See website for details. Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
Join iHeartMedia Chairman and CEO Bob Pittman for a special
Oh
episode
my
of his
goodness.
podcast, Math and Magic: Stories from the Frontiers of Marketing, as he interviews the iconic and prolific Martha Stewart in front of a live audience in celebration of her 100th book.
Did you ever think you were going to wind up writing?
Yeah.
You did?
How the fuck's he got bone plating? What
Listen to Math and Magic on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey guys, I'm Kate Max. You might know me from my popular online series, The Running Interview Show, where I run with celebrities, athletes, entrepreneurs, and more. After those runs, the conversations keep going. That's what my podcast, Post Run High, is all about. It's a chance to sit down with my guests and dive even deeper into their stories, their journeys, and the thoughts that arise once we hit the pavement together. Listen to Post Run High on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
First date follow-up. Powered by the Advocates Injury Attorneys. Online at advocateslaw.com.
Julia is on the phone today for our first date follow-up. She's getting ghosted by a guy named Walker. So in a minute, we're going to call him and see if we can figure out why he's ghosting her. But first, Julia, how long has it been since you heard from Walker?
About a week.
Okay.
A week, okay.
That's kind of the sweet spot. How many times have you reached out to him in that time?
I've sent him a couple of texts.
Like 3 or 4? Like what's a couple?
About 3.
It's not too bad. And you've heard nothing from him?
Nothing, not a peep.
All right, well, tell us a little bit about your date.
He asked me to meet him at a sushi restaurant, which I thought was really cool.
Okay.
We had dinner, and he hadn't had much sushi before, so he let me kind of pick everything out. And he seemed to really like what I picked out, like especially the spicy tuna.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Yeah, so dinner went really well. He told me all about his business that he's starting, and he just seems so motivated and passionate. I loved that. And then we went for a walk, which I thought was a really good sign.
Okay. How was the walk?
It was nice. I mean, it lasted about an hour, and we just kept talking.
How did it end? Like, did y'all kiss, hug, high five?
We hugged.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did anything happen between the walk and dinner that may have been a little bit off?
I mean, the only thing I can think is that I told him a lot about my work too, because he was telling me a lot about his business. And I recently got a promotion at work, and I was so excited about it.
Congrats.
Thank you. So I just wondered if that rubbed him the wrong way or something.
Like how? Do you think that could have rubbed him the wrong way?
Well, he looked a little, I don't know, like he didn't want to ask me a lot about it or something. And I wondered if because he's just at the beginning stages of starting his business, if he felt a little insecure or something that I'm doing so well in my career.
Did he talk a lot about his business?
He did talk a fair amount. I mean, he seemed excited about it, and like he was really interested in what he's doing.
I don't know how that would take away from what you're doing, but I mean, there are guys like that, so I believe it, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like maybe he's not quite where he wants to be in his career. So
Fuck, that was
I wonder
fucking
if that was
what? I don't know what
Well,
happened
that's
just
also
then.
kind of a red flag for you, because you want to be with somebody that's a little bit more secure in that space. If that
What?
was it. I mean, we're highly speculating at this point.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like
No,
I've
couldn't
come
hear.
across this before, so...
Okay.
Because these are fucking soundproof for a reason.
That's the only thing I can think of, because we just had...
Kind of, it's loud as fuck. I can barely hear.
At the end, when you guys hugged, did he say like, "Oh, I want to meet up again" or anything like that, or did he just bounce?
No, I think we just said we had a really nice time.
Okay. Well, we'll see if we can figure it out for you. We'll play a song, come back, and you can call him and see if he'll tell us why he's ghosting you, and maybe get you another date if you still want one. Okay?
Okay.
All right. We'll play a song, come back, and get your first date follow-up next.
This podcast is proudly brought to you by Ladbrokes.
Big crowd. Bet they're using that Ladbrokes Form Genius.
That new AI form guide.
Yeah, pulls together racing info, insights, and forms so they can make more informed bets.
Who do you think you're betting on?
Not you. I looked up your last race.
Get your form straight from the horse's mouth with the AI-powered Ladbrokes Form Genius. T's and C's apply. See website for details. Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
Martha Stewart has been a household name for over 4 decades and still isn't done. Join iHeartMedia Chairman and CEO Bob Pittman for a special episode of the hit podcast, Nat and Magic, Stories from the Frontiers of Marketing, as he interviews this icon in front of a live audience to celebrate her 100th book. Martha, the Cookbook, 100 favorite recipes with lessons and stories from my kitchen.
Did you ever think you were going to wind up writing 100 books?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, it's just a minor goal.
This intimate and wide-ranging conversation between friends covers the pivotal decisions in Martha's career, the philosophy that has guided her, and the source of so much of her creative inspiration.
They actually looked at the July issue that I had prototyped, and they said, "This is fabulous. What would you do next year?" And I said, "Well, living is a limitless subject matter."
Listen to Nap and Magic on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey guys, I'm Kate Max. You might know me from my popular online series, The Running Interview Show, where I run with celebrities, athletes, entrepreneurs, and more. After those runs, the conversations keep going. That's what my podcast, Post Run High, is all about. It's a chance to sit down with my guests and dive even deeper into their stories, their journeys, and the thoughts that arise once we get the workout together. You know that rush of endorphins you feel after a great workout? Well, that's when the real magic happens. So if you love hearing real, inspiring stories from the people you know, follow, and admire, join me every week for Post Run High. It's where we take the conversation beyond the run and get into the heart of it all. It's lighthearted, pretty crazy, and very fun. Listen to Poster and High on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Right in the middle of your first date follow-up, if you're just joining us, Julia is on the phone and she's getting ghosted by a dude named Walker. So we're just about to call him, see if he'll tell us why he's ghosting her and maybe get her another date. But before we do that, Julia, why don't you refresh everybody's memory on your date with Walker?
We went out for an amazing sushi dinner and had a nice walk afterwards. He told me about his business that he's starting up, and he seemed super into it. And I told him all about my promotion at work and how excited I was about it.
Did you make a lot of Walker jokes while you were walking?
I didn't even think about that.
I just thought of it right now. That could also be a reason if you wouldn't stop with the Walker jokes. Like, I would go ham on that.
That would have been a great joke. I totally missed it on that.
Okay. I was thinking maybe that is the reason, but maybe not. Well, anyway, we'll call him right now. You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, may I speak to Walker, please?
Yeah, this is him.
Hey, man, how are you? This is a radio show. It's called The Jubal Show. My name's Jubal.
Hi, I'm Nina, also on the show. Hi, and I'm Victoria.
We got an email about you from somebody that you are ghosting, and they want to know why you're not calling them back.
Okay. Yeah, okay. This is Julia?
Well, that was...
Yes, it is, Walker.
Yeah.
Yeah, Julia emailed us, told us a little bit about your date, and is really confused why you're ghosting her. Do you mind telling us?
I mean, that's about it. I'm starting to think maybe even doing a radio show about it could be on that list, but that wasn't it initially.
Okay. So, wait, what's the deal? Why are you ghosting her?
I don't know, man. Like, we went to dinner and it was fun. It was great, actually. We got some sushi. I'm not used to that stuff, but I housed a couple of those spicy tuna rolls. Those things are great.
Told you can't go wrong with the spicy tuna roll.
They are good.
And it was fun, you know, like, it seemed pretty easy at first, but she kind of got on, she kind of got on like this tangent about her job and stuff, and how she got this new promotion, and then she was very excited about it. It's cool, but it's kind of dominated the whole back end of the night. So I don't know. It just kind of felt weird. I don't know.
She talk about her job too much? Is that it?
It's not even just about, I don't know, about the job, but just it seemed to be just all encompassing. You know, like. I don't know, like somebody's whole identity is wrapped up in that, you know, and it just, I don't know, it just kind of was, it was kind of boring. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Her job is boring, or the way she talked about it?
No, not that, I don't know, I don't know much about finance, but that, you know, just the same thing over and over again. You know, does that make sense? If somebody's talking about just something like you get excited and then it just goes downhill and it's like, God, all right, I get it.
I thought you were going to think
I mean, is that all she talked about? It just wasn't interesting, or what?
I mean, sure, it's interesting at first. She talked about some friends, too, and, you know, they seemed nice, and a little bit about her family, but for the whole thing, it was about, like, wanting a promotion, and then what I had to do to get it.
Ash was out
I
before, I think.
How I felt about it afterwards. It's just like, God, rent a movie or something. That's terrible. I shouldn't say that, but...
Why are they mid?
Rent a movie or something.
Did you ask her questions?
I mean, the usual stuff, like, you know, where'd you grow up, and what were you into as a kid? You know, did you play any sports? You know, where do you live in the city? Like, that kind of stuff. You know, pretty basic stuff, I think, when you're on a first date.
All right, well, thanks for telling us, man.
Yeah.
For sure. Thanks for asking.
No problem. Julia's also on the phone and has been listening this whole time and wants to talk to you. I should tell you that too.
If you have any movie recommendations.
Yeah. No, I'm sure she is, man. Yeah, right.
No, she really is.
Hey, Walker.
Oh. Hey, Julia.
So awkward.
I guess I'm a little confused. I mean, you seem...
Yeah. I don't really know how to put it any more plainly than I did when I didn't know you were there, but, you know, I don't want to be mean. It's just, I'm really happy for you, but it just, I don't know, I just feel like maybe we're just not in the same spot.
I mean, I just feel like some men can't accept a woman in a relationship to be successful.
Well, I mean, that's not it. No, it's not it at all. It's, you know, I just wanted somebody with a little more interest in life, I guess.
Are you intimidated by me?
Not even a little bit. No, not at all. I think it's great. You know, it seems to make you really happy, and that's wonderful. I just don't know if I can be a part of it.
Well, I think you're intimidated by me and you can't be with a woman who's more successful than you. I think that's what it is.
Oh.
I really don't know how to respond to that, but that's absurd. That's not what this is, and it feels kind of, I don't know, that feels oddly accusatory and weird to go to. It's not that at all, trust me. I just think we're on two different playing fields right now. That's all.
Okay, I think that's exactly what it is, but agree to disagree, I guess.
Sure, I guess, yeah. I'm sorry if I gave you that impression, but that's not what this is, so please don't harbor that ill will toward me.
Nice.
Okay, well, if you don't want someone who's happy and feels good about their job, then, you know, what can I do about that?
There's nothing you can do about it. Keep being those things. It's just not for me. I think it's great. I'm very happy for you.
Okay, well, I don't really believe you, so, you know, just because you can't be happy at your job doesn't mean I can't be happy at mine.
Ooh.
Sure. Yeah, okay.
Walker, would you like another date with Julia? We'll pay for it.
I mean, I think that would be a horrible idea.
Jubal's first date follow-up.
This podcast is proudly brought to you by Labrador.
Big crowd. They're using that Labrador's form genius.
That new AI form guide.
Yeah, pulls together racing info, insights and forms so they can make more informed bets.
Who do you think they're betting on?
Not you. Look up your last race.
Get your form straight from the horse's mouth. The AI-powered Labrador Form Genius. T's and C's apply. See website for details. Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
Join iHeartMedia
What?
Chairman and CEO Bob Pittman for a special episode of the hit podcast, Math and Magic, Stories from the Frontiers of Marketing, as he interviews the iconic and prolific Martha Stewart
Love when
in
you're
front of a
fucking
live
shit
audience
teammates.
in celebration of her 100th book.
Did you ever think you were going to wind up writing?
Nice.
You did?
Yeah, it's just a minor goal.
GG's.
Listen to Math and Magic on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey guys, I'm Kate Max. You might know me from my popular online series, The Running Interview Show, where I run with celebrities, athletes, entrepreneurs, and more. After those runs, the conversations keep going. That's what my podcast, Post Run High, is all about. It's a chance to sit down with my guests and dive even deeper into their stories, their journeys, and the thoughts that arise once we've hit the pavement together. Listen to Post Run High on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This podcast is brought to you by Ladbrokes, the official wagering partner of the UFC. Nothing beats the thrill of seeing your favourite fighter throw down in the octagon. If you get fired up for the UFC, you've got to check out the Ladbrokes app. With tons of markets you can bet on and combine into a same-game multi, you can take on the fun for every UFC card with the Ladbrokes app. Excludes South Australia. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.
Join iHeartMedia Chairman and CEO Bob Pittman for a special episode of the hit podcast, Math and Magic, Stories from the Frontiers of Marketing, as he interviews the iconic and prolific Martha Stewart in front of a live audience in celebration of her 100th book.
Did you ever think you were going to wind up writing 100 books?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, it's just a minor goal.
Listen to Math and Magic on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey guys, I'm Kate Max. You might know me from my popular online series, The Running Interview Show, where I run with celebrities, athletes, entrepreneurs, and more. After those runs, the conversations keep going. That's what my podcast, Post Run High, is all about. It's a chance to sit down with my guests and dive even deeper into their stories, their journeys, and the thoughts that arise once we hit the pavement together. Listen to Post Run High on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
First Date Follow-Up. Powered by the Advocates Injury Attorneys. Online at advocateslaw.com.
Abby is on the phone today for a first date follow-up, and she's getting ghosted by a dude named Mark. So in a few minutes, we're going to call him and see if he'll tell us why he's ghosting her and maybe get her another date. But first, Abby, how long has it been since you heard from Mark?
It's been about a week.
About a week. Okay.
Have you tried to reach out to him multiple times?
I did a few times, but, you know, if someone doesn't respond, like, continuing to message them doesn't normally work.
Yeah.
So I did, like, one, and then I did one more, and then I stopped.
Well, let's hear about your date and how you met him and see if we can't figure out why he's ghosting you.
Yeah, so we met, we actually got set up through Mark's coworker.
What?
And,
nah, not yet. Oh my god.
Coworker's wife yoga class. I attend that class.
Oh.
So, me and Serena, which is Mark's coworker's wife, we grabbed coffee, and it was kind of like Serena recruited me to go out on a date with Mark. But she and her husband Josh are always on the hunt for a wife for Mark, and Serena thought I would be perfect. So Mark and I met up at a Thai restaurant that has amazing tropical drinks, and we shared food and chatted about our favorite things, and we had so much in common, and tonight was so good, we ended up going back to Mark's house for a little nightcap.
Sip like a wow. What was that? I was looking for a nicer way to say it, and the only thing that came out was sound effects.
So yeah,
I'm really sorry.
Was it just a drink or
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I was super, like, attracted to him, and, like, I could tell that there were, like, instant sparks between both of us, and, it was just, like, easy and effortless. So, yeah, we, ended up hooking up, and then afterwards, Mark kept talking about his job and how close he was to a promotion, but I was kind of bored by it, so I pretended to be asleep.
Okay.
So, I'm thinking, like, maybe he knew I was pretending.
Maybe he knew you were bored by what he was talking about.
That's funny. I'm sorry to laugh.
I mean, he did, like, mention that I breathe like, differently when I'm in, like, different sleeping phases, so I feel like
asleep?
maybe, a little busted. And I mean, I'm really excited, and I want to support, like, his promotion journey and all of that, but I, at the time, was just, like, wanting to enjoy my post-playtime piece, and that was the nicest way to get him to shut up by pretending I was asleep.
So, what do you want to say to him?
Well, I want to explain myself in that, like, it might have seemed rude, but that wasn't, like, I had good intentions. That's, like, it wasn't my plan.
All right, well, we'll see if we can figure it out for you then. We'll play a song, come back and then call him and see if he'll tell us why he's ghosting you and see if you still want another date after we find out the reason, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Play a song, come back and get your first date follow-up next.
This podcast is proudly brought to you by Ladbrokes.
Big crowd. Bet they're using that Ladbrokes Form Genius.
The new AI form guide.
Yeah, pulls together racing info, insights and forms so they can make more informed bets.
Who do you think they're betting on?
Not you. I looked up your last race.
Get your form straight from a horse's mouth with the AI-powered Ladbrokes Form Genius. T's and C's apply. See website for details. Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
Hey guys, I'm Kate Max. You might know me from my popular online series, From the Show, where I run with celebrities, athletes, entrepreneurs, and more. After those runs, the conversations keep going. That's what my podcast, Post Run High, is all about. It's a chance to sit down with my guests and dive even deeper into their stories, their journeys, and the thoughts that arise once we hit the pavement together. You know that rush of endorphins you feel after a great workout? Well, that's when the real magic happens. So if you love hearing real, inspiring stories from the people you know, follow, and admire, join me every week for Post Run High. It's where we take the conversation beyond the run and get into the heart of it all. It's lighthearted, pretty crazy, and very fun. Listen to Post Run High on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Martha Stewart has been a household name for over 4 decades and still isn't done. Join iHeartMedia Chairman and CEO Bob Pittman for a special episode of the hit podcast, Math and Magic, Stories from the Frontiers of Marketing, as he interviews this icon in front of a live audience to celebrate her 100th book. Martha, the Cookbook, 100 Favorite Recipes with lessons and stories from my kitchen.
Did you ever think you were going to wind up writing something? You did?
So if we just lose the team fight, I'll be
This
around doing
intimate
anything.
and wide-ranging conversation between friends covers the pivotal decisions in Martha's career, the philosophy that has guided her, and the source of so much of her creative inspiration.
They actually looked at the July issue that I had prototyped, and they said, "This is fabulous. What would you do next July?" And I said, "Well, living is a loose subject matter."
Listen to Math and Magic on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm in the middle of your first
Oh,
date
no.
follow-up, and if you're just joining us, Abby is on the phone, and she's getting ghosted by a dude
Whoops.
named Mark. And it might be because she was bored by him. But we're about to call and see if he'll tell us why he's ghosting her and maybe get her another date. But before we do that, Abby, why don't you refresh everybody's memory on your situation?
Yeah, we were set up by Mark's coworkers, and we went out to dinner and had drinks and had like a great night. We went back to Mark's place for a nightcap, and we ended up hooking up. And after that, I wanted to go to sleep, but Mark kept talking about his job and his promotion he might be getting. So I just pretended to be asleep, and I think he might have noticed, and that's why he's not talking to me.
All right, well,
Man.
we'll see if we can figure it out. All right, are you ready for us to call him?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, may I speak to Mark, please?
Yeah, this is Mark.
Hey, Mark. What's up, man? How are you? My name is Jubal, and I host a radio show. It's called The Jubal Show.
Hi, Mark. The show's here. My name's Nina. Hi, and I'm Victoria.
Hi. Why are you guys calling me?
Because you're cool.
Yeah, do you ever listen to the show at all?
Oh, wow. Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, cool.
Oh, wait.
What?
Wait a minute. I think I know where you're going.
What?
Is this where you guys, like, call someone after they met someone?
Yes, it is. It's called the first date follow-up, where you go out on a date with somebody, and you ghost them. They can ask us to get you on the phone and find out what happened. So, we got an email about you, Mark.
Oh, boy. Yeah, all right.
It's from Abby.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind telling us about your date with Abby and why you're ghosting her?
I mean, I'm sure she told you about the date, right? It was pretty fun,
She did.
thought, but I guess I'll just say that, yes, I'm ghosting her. The reason is because she used my razor.
What?
Like, did she tell you we went back to my place after our date?
She did.
Weekend?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. She said she wanted to go, like, freshen up, but I never crossed my mind that she would use my razor. And I don't like sharing any personal items. Like, I don't share my razors, not even my toothbrush, like, not even with, like, the love of my life. I feel it's so gross. And I thought it was so entitled of her to just march into my bathroom and just use my razor. And I know she used it because there's these light little brown hairs in there.
Oh.
And this is so gross to me. So, yeah, I ghosted her. That's the reason.
When was this that she used your razor?
I'd say like, I guess she used it before I don't know what she told you, but
She said you guys had fun at your place, yeah.
yeah, we got like cozy with each other. But she must have used that before that, because then I didn't notice it till I used the restroom in the middle of the night, and I noticed it. And also, it wasn't like she put it back where it was. It was like fully out. Like I don't even leave my razor out. It's like in a drawer, and like she had it out on the sink. The hairs were there.
Oh, ew.
Like it was gross, and she was just making herself at home. Like both of those were just a turnoff to me.
Wow.
On the first
Try to
date.
hide it.
Well, thanks for telling us. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I probably wouldn't care if somebody used my razor, but also...
I mean, I probably think it was funny, but it might be a little bit interesting.
Mark, Abby is on the phone and has been listening and wants to talk to you.
Oh, I forgot about this part. Hi. I guess you just heard it all.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I had no idea about, like, the razor. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. And I just, like, I wanted to say, like, I'm sorry. I pretended to, like, be asleep. I kind of thought that's why you were not talking to me.
You were pretending to be asleep? What?
Yeah,
Wait, what?
Like, afterwards, when you were talking about your promotion and stuff, I was just kind of zoning out like I normally do right after that time. And, I just...
Wow. What?
Yeah,
Wait, what?
Like, afterwards, when you were talking about your promotion and stuff, I was just kind of zoning out like I normally do right after that time. And, I just...
Wow.
And I thought maybe you knew that I did that, and that's why you were mad at me.
Bye-bye.
But, like, I'm really sorry about that in these ways. And I'm sorry.
No, I actually thought I put you to sleep, and I was actually, like, proud of that.
Oh, well.
I mean, you did, it was amazing, and you did a very good job. So, like, I have no complaints. And I didn't think, like, the razor would be that big of a deal because, you know, I was doing it for you. I was trying to, you know, look as best as I could. I wasn't trying to just use your razor for no reason.
Well, that's not the only thing you did for me. We're going to say on the radio.
Well.
Where is this going?
Mark, would you like another date with Abby? We'll pay for it. I mean, can you get past the razor using?
I mean, she was thinking about you.
I'll buy a razor. How's that? I'll buy it. Yes. I would, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to, and I can promise you this time, like, I won't use your razor. I will stay far away from it.
I'll get you a new one. I mean, you don't need him now.
Well, hair does grow back.
Oh my god.
Well, when are we having this date? How far in the future are we having this date?
Well, I'll shave before the date. Okay.
All right.
Jubal's first date follow-up.
This podcast is proudly brought to you by Ladbrokes.
Big crowd. Bet they're using that Ladbrokes form.
Catherine.
This podcast is brought to you by Ladbrokes, the official wagering partner of the
Bob Pitt.
Did you ever think...
You might know me from my popular online series, The Running Interview Show, where I run with celebrities, athletes, entrepreneurs, and more. After those runs, the conversations keep going. That's what my podcast, Post Run High, is all about. It's a chance to sit down with my guests and dive even deeper into their stories, their journeys, and the thoughts that arise once we've hit the pavement together. Listen to Post Run High on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
First date follow-up. Powered by the Advocates Injury Attorneys. Online at advocateslaw.com.
Michael is on the phone today for a first date follow-up. He met a beautiful lady named Lady Catherine. But now Lady Catherine is ghosting Michael, and he doesn't know why, so we're going to see if we can help him out. What's up, Michael?
Hello, yes, beautiful Lady Catherine.
Lady Catherine.
If we talk about Lady Catherine, he needs to be Sir Michael.
Yeah, Sir Michael. Sir Michael, how long has it been since you talked to Lady Catherine?
Oh, this is about a week ago. Our one date was about a week ago.
Okay, so tell us about it.
So it was a Tinder date. Swipe right. We both swiped right. She has a taste for craft beer, or so she said in her profiles. So I thought, hey, let's set up a craft brewery.
That's cool.
And yeah, I thought it was a fun first date idea. And turns out she was.
This podcast is proudly brought to you by Ladbrokes.
Big crowd. Bet they're using that Ladbrokes Form Genius.
That new AI form guide.
Yeah, pulls together racing.
This podcast is brought to you by Ladbrokes, the official wagering partner of the UFC. UFC.
Know me from is all ever you get your
of a live audience in celebration of her 100th book.
Did you ever think you were going to wind up writing 100 books?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, it's just a minor goal.
Listen to Math and Magic on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
First date.
When's our game?
Powered by the Advocates Injury Attorneys. Online at advocateslaw.com.
Thomas is on
When's
the
our
phone
game?
today for a first date follow-up, and he's getting ghosted by Sophie. So in just a few minutes, we're going to call Sophie and see if she'll tell us why she's ghosting him and maybe get him another date. But before we do that, Thomas, how long has it been since you heard from Sophie?
It's been about 4 days.
Okay, that's not too bad.
You sure you're getting ghosted?
I have sent a few messages and I haven't heard back, so at this point I do think I'm getting ghosted.
Okay, well, let's hear about your date. How did that go?
So in my mind, it went pretty well. I think we had some drinks and appetizers. We got to know each other a little bit, and it was good overall. There was one moment where I don't even want to call it an argument, but we did have a little heated back and forth for a minute. So that's why I'm thinking that's what it probably was, if I were to guess.
Okay. Well, let's get to the heated back and forth in just a second. How'd you get there?
Oh, we were just getting food. I picked her up and we went and just got some food and drinks, and it was pretty low key.
So what was the heated debate about then?
So we were going through we were talking about my dating profile and stuff, and she kept just being like, so what's your real height or so what's your real job? And I'm like, what do you, it's right here, like I already said it. For some reason she didn't believe me. It seemed like she didn't believe me, and so it just got kind of back and forth. But once I cleared it up, I feel like everything for the rest of the night was good, and we had fun.
Was she joking, or she actually legit didn't believe you?
It seemed like she didn't believe me.
If she didn't believe you, that wasn't a you problem. Like, I think that would just mean that she'd been lied to, and those apps had been leading her astray many times before you. So, I guess it would depend on how you responded to that. So you yelled back, or what? What did that sound like?
I don't think I wasn't trying to. I wasn't yelling back or anything, but I think after the second time, I'm kind of like, so what's your real job? I was kind of like, well, this is my real job. Like this is what I do. That was I'm not lying. So I might have sounded a little more intense. So that's why I was saying it wasn't really an argument. It was just kind of like a heated thing for a second.
Oh my God.
I mean, can I ask, was there your height, the exact height? I don't know. Some guys lie about their height.
Yeah, they do.
To ask.
It's there. I don't do that. I put my real height on there, and I put my job on there.
But that's cool that you're out here telling the truth. I think that's understandable, and not understandable, but we respect that.
Are you a shorter dude?
I'm 6 foot flat.
Oh.
I don't think it was the height. I don't think it was the height here.
Was there anything else that happened on the date that may have caused a little bit of, I don't want to say tension, but...
I was going to say friction, but usually friction could be a good thing on a
It's a good word.
Well, she kind of asked for it. She kind of walked right into friction. Maybe she's one of those people that gets turned on by arguments.
Oh, yeah.
You know how some people are into that and they like a heated debate? So maybe if you engaged for a minute and then diffused it, maybe she got bored. That would be really sad, and that would be a flag on your side if this was true.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Interesting.
How did things end with you guys?
It was pretty good. We hugged. We didn't kiss, but it didn't feel like things were bad. It felt like at that point the
the energy had kind of turned around and the vibes were back up.
Did she say anything about future plans, like, you know, when you guys parted ways?
I said, I'll text you, and she said, all right.
Okay. All right. Well, and you've heard nothing in 4 days, so we'll play a song, come back, and then call her, see if she'll tell us why she's ghosting you, and maybe get you another date, all right?
Awesome, thank you.
I think they're betting on.
Conversation. You know where we take the
Martha Stewart has been a household name for over 4 decades and still isn't done. Martha, the cookbook, 100 decisions. Listen.
Why she's ghosting.
Things that she thought were made. Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, may I speak to Sophie, please?
Speaking. Who's this?
Sophie, hi, how are you? My name is Jubal, and I host a radio show. It's called The Jubal Show.
Hi, Sophie. I'm Nina, also on the show.
Hi, and I'm Victoria.
Yep.
Hi.
So there's
Hi, everyone.
3 people on the phone with you. How are you?
I'm good. There's so many of you.
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, we do a segment on the show. It's called the First Date Follow-Up. So that's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then you end up ghosting them, that person can have us get you on the phone and ask why you're ghosting them. So you're currently actively ghosting somebody, I think.
Okay.
And his name is Thomas.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And you went out with him like a couple of days ago?
Yeah, I think it was like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 days ago or something.
Yeah, yeah. And he says you haven't talked to him since you guys have gone out, so we're wondering if you would tell us why you're ghosting him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like really awkward about sending the text. It's like, I'm not interested. So I just avoid doing that. On our date, he like, we got into like a fight. And I just feel like if you get into like a fight on your first date, like it's probably not going to work out.
What was the fight about?
It was just like a couple of things. Like he was just being super cagey about like his profile because like he, you know, on his profile I think he said he was like 6 feet and like he's not 6 feet, and so I was just like, oh, like, so what's your real height? And he was just like, I'm 6 feet, and I'm just, he's not. And so that was weird, and he got really like defensive about it. And then I was like asking him about his job because like that's what you do on a first date. But he just like kept deflecting and like not answering my questions, which I thought was super weird. And he kept like laughing at me when I was getting like frustrated and like saying it was cute, but like I wasn't trying to be cute. I was like getting frustrated. So yeah, I mean, I just think he's like, I don't know. I'm not into it.
Okay.
So you guys were legit arguing because he told us a little bit about your date, and that part sounded like it might have been a playful thing to me. It wasn't playful.
Not for me. Like I was getting like he seemed to think it was fun, but like I wasn't having fun because it's like I don't like having people like kind of lie to me, and I'm just like I don't even know if his job like is his job. I don't know. I was sketched out.
So you didn't get the vibe that he was lying to you before you went on the date? It was when you got there and saw him that you felt like he was lying?
Yeah, well, because like before we had just been like texting and stuff and like messaging through the app and stuff, and like he was fine. And then when I met him in person, like I guess he had more time to like be weird about things. I don't know, but he seemed fine before.
So what made you feel like he was lying about his job?
I don't know, and like just with the job thing, it's like I don't know.
Well, what
answering a question with a question is weird.
So you just felt like he wasn't truthful with you?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely. I would be literally shocked if he was truthful at all.
Okay, well, let's ask him because now I have to be truthful. Sophie, Thomas is on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Hey, Sophie.
It's really awkward.
I know. I just hold on because I feel like maybe I wasn't clear at dinner and stuff, but I was not lying about those things. And it seems like you still feel like I was lying.
First of all, sorry if I said all that stuff about you. It seemed like you were lying, and it just weirds me out. I'm sorry.
In my opinion, I was like, oh, great, like, good. We had a good first conversation that, like, we're at least, like, expressing, like, ourselves and being honest. And I don't know, I felt like that was a good way to start our relationship.
No.
I wasn't lying. Yeah, we don't. I feel like I feel stuck in a corner because it feels like there's nothing I can say that will make you believe me.
Well, what do you consult on?
I mean, just various businesses hire me.
You guys, come on. That's like, what is that?
Okay, so that's cool. So what did you consult on your last job?
It was a construction business.
Okay.
Okay. What did you consult with them? Like, what do you do specializing in construction?
Just sort of coding and just general, like, permit stuff.
Yes, I mean, it's like you didn't really answer anything about anything, so it's like, what project are you working on right now?
Right now, I'm in between projects.
Okay, so what was your last project, the one that just finished?
It was for updating, like, a subway station.
What?
I mean, people really do this.
Does this sound like...
I can
That's
see
fucking
yourself
whack.
inside on this, Thomas. You're not giving enough detail to make it sound convincing, really.
I was just going to... I mean, the truth is, I work for what was my dad's company, and I still, I've taken over a lot of the responsibility, but I feel like maybe that's something I've been hesitant to say, because it's not like I built it myself.
I think that's fair. Also, maybe there doesn't need to be that much pressure on your job on a first date.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, so... All right, but, like, what about the height? Like, how tall are you, actually?
When I go to the doctor, they say I'm 6 foot flat.
Are you paying them to say that? Like, you're not.
Hey, if you want to go on another date, you could measure me.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Sophie, would you like to go on another date with Thomas? We'll pay for it.
No.
And then you can measure him. No?
I don't want to measure him. I don't want to do that.
Okay.
No, there's absolutely no way.
They don't sound that compatible, to be honest.
We're not.
Okay. Well, thank you for being honest.
Thank you for thanking me.
Well, it's your loss, because, yeah, you could have measured me in more ways than one.
Oh!
First date follow-up.
This podcast is brought to you by Ladbrokes, the official wagering partner. This podcast is brought to you by Ladbrokes, the official wagering partner of the UFC. Nothing beats the thrill of seeing your favourite fighter throw down in the octagon.
On journey
And injury attorneys.
And how many...
And, they were like, yeah, you guys definitely need to hang out. So
Jenna, how long has it been since you heard from Pete?
It's been a week or so, I'd say.
And how many times have you reached out to him?
I reached out a few times. I haven't heard anything. We had a great first date. We met at a sports bar.
Okay.
I met him on Hinge. And then we found out that we have, like, some mutual friends. And, they were like, yeah, you guys definitely need to hang out.
So you met him on Hinge, and then you found out you had mutual friends, and then you told your friends, and they were like, yeah, you guys would be a good fit?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us about the date.
So we went to a sports bar. Our mutual friends both said that we're laid back. So we both decided to just go to a sports bar, get some wings and some beers. And, he was such a gentleman the whole time. He opened the door for me, and he even let out my chair. That's never happened before. And I just don't know. He's super hot. He's like a 10 out of 10, a gentleman and super good looking. So I'm really into him.
How was the personality?
Right.
Great personality. I mean, his mannerisms were A1. The thing is, I noticed he was using a napkin when eating the wings.
What the fuck?
The only thing I can think about why he ghosted me was maybe I was, like, licking my fingers when I was eating my wings. That might have grossed him out.
Rather than using a napkin or, like, washing them?
Yeah, he was, like, using a napkin. He was really, like, prim and proper. I don't want him to think, like, I'm this gross girl.
He's the weird one, in my opinion. You're supposed to
Yeah.
lick your fingers after you eat wings.
Right?
Right?
Yeah.
What is this, Downton Abbey?
Right?
I mean,
give me some tea with that
wing. My lips and everything, they were good.
That's the only thing you can think of is maybe he thought that you were a barbarian because you were licking your fingers instead of using a napkin like a classy lad.
That's the only thing I can think about.
So what was your last interaction like?
I texted him to let him know, like, what a great date, and he just never responded.
Huh.
I mean, the end of the date, it was great, you know?
Did you, like, kiss or anything?
We did. We had a little small, it wasn't like, you know, tonguing down, but
Hey, baby.
the
Nah.
conversation
Yeah, baby. You know,
was really well. I mean,
Yeah, I
he talked
have.
about his
I haven't eaten all day. I've
grandparents
had
and
one
how he
thing.
admired their relationship.
Not one thing have I eaten today.
We talked about music. We have a lot of
Huh? Yeah.
artists that we like. Some
I
of
don't
the
know. I just
same
wasn't hungry
artists.
during the day.
And
Music compatibility is really important on a date.
right, I mean, it was pretty light, laid back. I mean, what really got me is that he was just such a gentleman. I've never had that before.
Okay.
Never. And he completely ghosted me.
Okay, well, we'll see if we can figure it out. We'll play a song, come back, and then call him, and then ask him why he's ghosting you, see if he tells us, and then maybe get you another date if you still want one, okay?
Okay.
All right, we'll play a song, come back, and get your first date follow-up next.
This podcast is proudly brought to you by Ladbrokes.
Big crowd. Bet they're using that Ladbrokes Form Genius.
That new AI form guide.
Yeah, pulls together racing info, insights and forms so they can make more informed bets.
Who do you think they're betting on?
Not you. I looked up your last race.
Get your form straight from the horse's mouth. The AI-powered Ladbrokes Form Genius. T's and C's apply. See website for details. Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
Hey guys, I'm Kate Max. You might know me from my popular online series, The Running Interview Show, where I run with celebrities, athletes, entrepreneurs, and more. After those runs, the conversations keep going. That's what my podcast, Post Run High, is all about. It's a chance to sit down with my guests and dive even deeper into their stories, their journeys, and the thoughts that arise once we've hit the pavement together. You know that rush of endorphins you feel after a great workout? Well, that's when the real get into the heart.
How rate her one intimate and wide-ranging conversation.
What would you do next, Joel?
By Pete, so we're about to call him and see if we can figure out why he's getting ghosted and maybe get her another date if she's still into it after she hears the reason. Before we do that, though, Jenna, why don't you catch everybody up on your time with Pete?
My time with Pete was incredible. He's an awesome guy. He's everything that I'm looking for in a man. He's really good looking, and I just don't know what happened. I texted him and never heard anything back from him. We just have so much fried chicken wings. He was using a napkin, so.
Yeah, I mean, the only weird thing about that would have been if you would have grabbed his napkin and then licked the napkin clean as well.
That would have been
That would have been weird. But the fingers, I don't see that as a weird thing. All right, we're about to call him. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go.
Hello.
Hi, may I speak to Pete, please?
Yeah, this is Pete.
Hey, Pete, how are you? My name is Jubal. I host a radio show, and it's called The Jubal Show.
Yeah, hi, Pete. The show is here as well. My name is Nina.
Hi, and I'm Victoria.
Hi.
How's it going?
Yeah, I mean, it's going okay. What's going on?
Have you ever listened to the show before?
Yeah, no, I've listened to the show, and, I mean, did I win something? I mean, that would be great.
Maybe you could have won something. I'm not really sure yet.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you've heard a first date follow-up before, but that's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then you get ghosted, you can email us to get that person on the phone and ask why you're getting ghosted. So you are currently ghosting somebody and they want to know why.
Oh, okay. Who am I ghosting?
You don't know who you're ghosting? Have you gone on any dates and just stopped talking to somebody recently?
Oh, you guys are talking about Jenna, aren't you?
Yes.
So, yeah, no, Jenna, I mean, don't get me wrong. I had a lot of fun on the date. You know, I thought we, shared a bunch of mutual interests, and she seemed very engaged in everything. But I don't know what happened, but a couple drinks in, and she starts calling me Steve.
Oh,
And
this is the
I
one.
understand that, Pete and Steve kind of sound the same.
No, they
Definitely have, certain consonants at play here, so I don't know why, and I was trying to like write it off, but yeah, no, she kept calling me Steve, and it was a turn off. It seemed disrespectful. I don't know if she has a thing for a guy named Steve. Or she's still hung up on somebody. I don't know.
Did you say anything to her when she called you Steve? Did you correct her? Did you ask who Steve was?
At first, she was like slurring her words a little bit, and don't get me wrong, like I can hold my own when it comes to alcohol, and I've dealt with a couple of lightweights in my day, so I didn't think much of it. But then I realized, it wasn't any kind of mistake. She was definitely saying Steve over and over again. So it really started to wear on me. I didn't want to say anything, and I didn't want to also like cause any kind of scene. I didn't want to be disrespectful to her because she was, getting more and more intoxicated and whatnot. So I just decided to call it there. One time I was trying to get things back on track, and I was like telling her a story about, trying to throw my name in there. I was like, a friend was like, "Hey, Pete," and I was like, "Yeah." No,
oh no!
I was trying to like reiterate, and she wasn't getting the hint. I don't know. So that's why I haven't followed up. That's why I haven't like returned any texts or anything, just because I felt a bit disrespected, a bit dejected, because I don't want her mistaking me for some other dude.
That's fair. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for telling us, Steve. Appreciate that.
Exactly. Thank you. Thanks for that. That's great. Now your entire listenership, I appreciate that. My name is Pete.
Pete.
On the record.
Well, hey, guess what? On the record, Jenna is actually on the phone too, and she's listening and wants to talk to you. She's been listening this whole time.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, hi, Jenna.
It's Pete.
Hi, Pete. I'm so sorry. I was super nervous on our date, and I apologize completely. Steve is my boss, and I'm with him all day, and it's just kind of by default. I don't want to say anything because we're on the radio, and he might be listening in. So great boss, but yeah, I work a lot, and I try to do my job as best I can. So I'm a little bit of a workaholic, so please forgive me. I know your name is Pete, and I just asked for a second chance to get it right.
I'm sorry, I can't get over this boss thing. Victoria, can you imagine going on a date and calling somebody Jubal?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
If you text me and ask me a question, I purposely wait till later.
I know, Jenna, when you're nervous, things happen, but that's so funny.
I know. I would have never imagined that was the reason. I'm so sorry. How many times did I call you Steve?
I mean, I lost count after the first 11.
You went
my God.
in on the Steve.
Oh, my God.
You probably called him Steve more times than you called him Pete.
Admittedly, no, I can appreciate, the work ethic and everything, and I can appreciate having a hard boss, so... that is, I'm glad it's not an ex. That's understandable.
Yeah, I'm not into anybody.
Yeah, happy.
I have no one in my life. I'm totally interested in seeing where things go with you and I. So just to make that clear.
Pete, would you like to go out with Jenna again on another day? We'll pay for it.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I did have fun on the day with Jenna, and just as long as there are no other names tossed around besides Pete and Jenna, then I'm okay. That's fine.
We'll find a place to send you that involves name tags, just to be safe.
Just bring your own. Hello, my name is.
Yeah, please. Let's go.
What?
Jubal's first date follow-up.
Yeah,
This podcast
relax.
is proudly brought to you by Ladbrokes.
Big crowd. Bet they're using that Ladbrokes Form Genius.
That new AI form guide.
Yeah, pulls together racing info, insights and forms so they can make more informed bets.
Who do you think they're betting on?
Not you. I looked up your last race.
Get your form straight from the horse's mouth. The AI-powered Ladbrokes Form Genius. T's and C's apply. See website for details. Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
Hey guys, I'm Kate Max. You might know me from my popular online series, The Running Interview Show, where I run with celebrities, athletes, entrepreneurs, and more. After those runs, the conversations keep going. That's what my podcast, Post Run High, is all about. It's a chance to sit down with my guests and dive even deeper into their stories, their journeys, and the thoughts that arise once we've hit the pavement together. Listen to Post Run High on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Join iHeartMedia Chairman and CEO Bob Pittman for a special episode of the hit podcast, Math and Magic: Stories from the Frontiers of Marketing, as he interviews the iconic and prolific Martha Stewart in front of a live audience in celebration of her 100th book.
Did you ever think you were going to wind up writing 100 books?
Yeah.
You did?
With tons of markets you can bet on and combine into a same-game...
Guys, I'm Kate Max. Run High is all about. It's a chance to sit down with my guests and dive even deeper into their stories, their journeys, and the thoughts that arise once we've hit the pavement together. Listen to Post Run High on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Join iHeartMedia Chairman and CEO Bob Pittman for a special episode of the hit podcast, Math and Magic: Stories from the Frontiers of Marketing, as he interviews the iconic and prolific Martha Stewart in front of a live audience in celebration of her 100th book.
Did you ever think you were going to wind up?
Online at...
You heard from Jeff.
I have not heard from him in 4 days, 4 very long days.
When did you last talk to him? I mean, like, what was your last interaction with him like?
So it was our date was our last interaction. I've not heard from him since the date, and I'm not sure what happened.
Did you reach out to him since?
Yeah, I'm starting to look a little bit crazy, so friends are telling me not to text anymore, hence me calling you guys.
Okay, fair. Well, let's talk about the date. How did it go?
Okay, so we met on Hinge. He ticks all of my boxes. It was a great first date. So he basically picked everything out. He has his favorite neighborhood spot. So we went to this really, really nice Italian restaurant. I love Italian food. It was really thoughtful. He asked me before we went what my favorite food was. So we had that in common, which was really cool. And then we went to another little cute spot to get some drinks, and there was a jukebox there, which I thought was pretty cool. And he gave me money so I could pick out my favorite songs.
That's cute.
Which I thought was very thoughtful. Yeah, like just really low-key, sweet, thoughtful date. And we sat next to each other and we sang like my favorite songs. And like we accidentally brushed elbows a couple times. And
Accidentally. You got some hot elbow action on your first date? Whoa.
It was like the best date that I've ever been on. So I'm kind of confused. We had a lot in common. Like we talked about funny movies we liked, like our childhood. I was telling him I was interested in salsa dancing, and he said he was like open to going because I was trying to test the waters to see if he'd be, interested in another hang. We both are mediocre cooks. There was just like a lot of commonalities and laughter, and just I thought it was good vibes. Yeah. And then I don't know, I thought it was perfect. Like, yeah, we closed down the bar, and then he walked me home, and then we kissed, and I thought it was magic. And then I have not heard from him since. So I don't know. We texted that night, and that was fine. But then I tried to keep texting to like, are we going to the salsa class? Are we going to hang out? How was your day? How was work? Any of that. I've got nothing.
Any idea of why he's ghosting you at all?
My friends have a prediction. Okay, so I talk a lot. I don't know if you've noticed. They think maybe I overdid. I was talking about like pillow talk and intimacy, and like, I don't know, maybe they think I was too hardcore with the flirting. I came on too strong with, hey, let's go salsa dancing. I'm looking too far into it. I don't know. They're thinking I did maybe too much flirting or too much like, where are we going? What are the next steps? How do you feel about this or that?
Maybe.
When your elbows brushed, did you guys have long sleeves on?
Was it bare elbows?
I rolled my sleeves up. He did not.
Oh, maybe that's why. You thought you were a little risky going in bare elbowed like that.
Oh, that is quite forward.
All right.
Skin to skin.
Well, we'll see if we can figure it out for you. We'll play a song, come back, and then call him and see if he'll tell us why he's ghosting you, and hopefully get you another date, okay?
Ladbrokes app. with tons of markets you can bet on. And
Hey guys, I'm Kate Max. You might know me from my popular online sit down with my guests and dive even deeper into their stories, their journeys, and the thoughts that arise, Meyer, podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Years of marketing as he interviews this icon in front of a live audience to celebrate her 100th book. Martha, the Cookbook, 100 favorite recipes with lessons and stories from my kitchen.
Did you ever think you were going to wind up writing 100 books?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, it's just typed. And they said,
Just joining us, Bree.
Ghosting me for 4 days. My friends think it's because maybe I overshared. Maybe I came on too strong. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Raw dog elbow rub.
Yep, that must have been what it was. All right. Well, are you ready for us to call him?
Yes, please.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, may I speak to Jeff, please?
This is Jeff.
Jeff, how are you? My name is Jubal, and I host a radio show. It's called The Jubal Show.
Hi, Jeff. The whole show's here. I'm Nina.
Hi, and I'm Victoria.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
What do I owe the honor?
Have you ever listened to the show before?
Once or twice.
We do a segment on the show. It's called the First Date Follow-Up. So that's where if you go out on a date with somebody and end up ghosting them, that person can have us get you on the phone to ask why you're ghosting them. So we got an email about you, sucker.
Jubal. This is already a lot. You need to be very nice
Sorry.
and coaxing.
But we got an email about you.
I think I see where this is going.
Yeah.
About Caitlin.
No.
I'm sorry.
Her name is Bree.
You busy, Jeff?
Never mind about that Caitlin.
Okay.
I mean, I heard it, but okay.
So, I'm going to give you the short answer. Bree lied to me. Bree's a liar.
About what?
About her age. I mean, she was, I liked her. I liked her a lot. So I went and, I did the proverbial scouting technique where you go on, social media, find out things about them. And I found out that her actual age, she told me she was 33. The app said she was 33. I'm 30 years old. Turns out she's 38.
What?
And yeah, kind of like kept me for a loop. I was like, well, we had a lot in common. We shared a lot of stuff. I had a great date. I thought we had a good time, but I just don't do well with liars.
How do you know she's lying about her age?
Well, because her birthday on her social media page.
Okay. And then you asked her real birthday or something? Like, how'd you find out the real birthday?
Yeah. It shows on the apps, like how old they are.
On what app?
Right, but then, so she said she's...
On Henry, it said she was 33.
Okay, so it said she was, but then you saw her birth date on what?
On her social media, on her Facebook page.
Oh, okay. So you didn't ask her about that?
Well, I didn't really need to ask her or anything. I mean, she already lied to me. Is she going to lie to me again? What do you ask? You're not supposed to ask a woman her age, right?
I mean, maybe it's like an accident. Maybe it was like a typo. All of a sudden you put in the wrong number and you're 38.
It was an extra $300 on top of $400 for my passport.
Yeah.
300 to get 2-day processing. So it would get processed in 2 days, and then they'd send it, and it'd come within however long the post takes, within 5 days.
Yeah, quick express shipping.
I got it Monday. I did it Monday, and I did 5-day processing instead of 2-day processing for $100 instead of $300, and it's come within 3 days. 3 days come. I'm supposed to get processed by Friday.
Yeah.
And then sent out on Friday and come next week.
I don't know. I just feel like it doesn't matter.
I honestly forgot. I mean, I actually couldn't really fit another one in, and I forgot to even put one in, to be honest.
Where's mine, cunt?
I forgot.
I'm having that. You're full.
What are you even doing?
Give me them noodles, cunt.
Nah.
You're full.
Not full.
I need a snack. There's nothing to eat.
Why do you think I made these?
Yeah, but you don't say
I wonder how old she is, though? Like, is that really what bothers you?
No, don't get it.
No, I'm watching this.
Yeah, but you're a streamer.
Ah.
So everyone's watching you fucking eat noodles, cunt.
Yeah, and they're watching the game and listening to the fucking first date follow-up.
It's not about her age.
Okay.
It's about the.
That stupid fucking.
Yeah, cunt. There's some fucking good ones in here too. I listen to this all day. Like, all day. Every single minute.
It's about, I had my own past experience that.
There's some pretty bad ones in here. Like, fucking hectic.
About the little thing, the next thing you know, everything. So it's just kind of a deal breaker for me, you know.
So we spiraled a little bit.
That kind of makes sense.
Okay. Well, thanks for telling us, Jeff. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Also, Bree is on the phone. She's been listening this whole time and wants to talk to you.
Oh, okay.
Bree?
Hi, Jeff.
Bree.
Yes, the age on Hinge is not correct. However, you would not have met me if I didn't fudge the number a little bit.
Oh, so you know you did.
I did. There's so many. It's not. People normally don't bump the age up to 35. So I've noticed that the pool is much smaller. So I just reduced my age by a little bit. And age is nothing but a number. So I didn't think it was a big deal. And I didn't realize he was Googling me.
Well, I think it's safe to assume that anytime you go on a date, you're at risk of being Googled.
He should have asked me. You didn't even ask me. You just assumed that I'm like a big liar because of Hinge.
Well, I mean, honestly, that should have been one of the things you addressed on our date. You know, I mean, maybe something about letting me know that, by the way, you know, maybe it wouldn't have been such a shock to me had I heard it from your mouth instead of finding out on my own.
Okay, I understand that. My intention was never to not tell you. I was planning on telling you, and then I just kind of got caught up in everything and forgot about it and got nervous and then was just in the moment. The plan was never not to tell you.
So have you lied to me about anything else? Is there anything else you want to come clean about? Or
No, that's it. I don't know why I would lie about anything else.
So, you know, we were listening there at the jukebox and you played all these songs. Flowers, you know, by Miley. Is that not your favorite song? Are you lied about that too?
That is my favorite song. You saw me sing to it loudly. That is definitely my favorite song.
I mean, did you like the food that we had? Did you like my neighborhood spot there, or did you lie about that as well?
Oh my
God! I ate the food. I just enjoyed the food. It was great.
I think Jeff has some trust issues, and that's okay.
I'm not a liar. I'm not a bad person. I'm not trying to trick you. Nobody after 35. There's a cutoff on Hinge. I don't know why. So the pool's small for dating options. So I just made my net a little wider, and I wouldn't have met you otherwise. I really don't think it's a big deal. I'm not lying about all sorts of weird things like pasta and music.
Okay.
I was planning on telling you, and then I just got caught up. That's all.
Jeff, would you like to go on another date with Bree? We'll pay for it. Give it a chance. You can grill her in person.
Right. Give her a lie detector.
Yeah, I would love to go on another date with Bree. And I would love to, you know, come clean about whatever we need to come clean about.
Okay. Well, Bree, congratulations. You got another date.
Thank you.
You're going to be questioned every move you make, but hey, more power to you.
I will be asking who Caitlin is.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I forgot about that.
Hey, you know what? Screw it. I believe you.
Oh, she had that in her back pocket.
Jubal's first date follow-up.
This podcast is brought to you by Ladbrokes, the official wagering partner of the UFC. Nothing beats the thrill of seeing your favourite fighter throw down in the octagon. If you get fired up for the UFC, you've got to check out the Ladbrokes app. With tons of markets you can bet on and combine into a same-game multi, you can take on the fun for every UFC card with the Ladbrokes app. Excludes South Australia. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
Hey guys, I'm Kate Max. You might know me from my popular online series, The Running Interview Show, where I run with celebrities, athletes, entrepreneurs, and more. After those runs, the conversations keep going. That's what my podcast, Post Run High, is all about. It's a chance to sit down with my guests and dive even deeper into their stories, their journeys, and the thoughts that arise once we've hit the pavement together. Listen to Post Run High on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Join iHeartMedia Chairman and CEO Bob Pittman for a special episode of the hit podcast, Math and Magic: Stories from the Frontiers of Marketing, as he interviews the iconic and prolific Martha Stewart in front of a live audience in celebration of her 100th book.
Did you ever think you were going to wind up writing 100 books?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, it's just a minor goal.
Listen to Math and Magic on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
helponline.org.au.
Hey guys, I'm Kate Max. Hi is Apple Podcasts
in Celebratecasts.
Call and see if we can figure
text after our date, and I've heard anything.
So did you text her right after the date? Was it days later? When did that happen?
So I texted her 2 days after our date, and it's been 6 days since that text.
Okay, we got a lot of exact time going on here, Hunter.
Yeah, you're very sure.
I like it. Well, why don't you tell us about your date and how you met Jamie?
So we met through our mutual friend Mike, who thought, we would be a good match. We went to an Italian spot because it just seemed, most romantic, and that was my idea.
Okay.
And after the date was over, I felt like we had good conversation, and after the date was over, I said, I'd love to, get together again. And she said she would think about it. But I just figured she was playing hard to get.
Okay. Did she give you that vibe that she was like playful and flirty and into it?
Somewhat. But I'm just curious because I haven't heard back anything for 6 days, I just figured I would have, at least heard something, or, even if she's not interested, just, letting me know either way.
You'd think, but it turns out that that's not a common courtesy these days. What is it about her, though, that makes you want to get a hold of her?
We both talked about, similar topics. We were both into, space conspiracies, aerospace, and, all political stuff.
So, aliens?
Yeah. And it's rare to find anyone that I can talk to about these things or that'll even listen.
She seemed into it, though?
Yeah. From what I saw, yeah.
That had to be cool.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything that could have happened on the date that makes you feel like, I don't know, she would have been like, bye, sorry, Hunter, this was fun, but no, not for me?
Maybe I'm a little bit